Alright, so one of the worst things about the porn company is that there's a lot of bad things going on. There's a lot of corruption, and I already told you this in the last video. They take ideas of others and they mold it. They destroy. I used a piece of paper as an example or as an analogy. And basically another bad thing about them is how they are completely terrible at keeping their safety. For example, they only care about what they do about themselves and how people do and their profits, and they are extremely unwilling to give anything back. And one of the examples is recently Pornhub has used AI verification. I think they used no, maybe not, but they did use something that required your email, your location, and other important information just to access the site. And recently there was a large hacking that leaked a lot of people's data. This shows how bad it is, and basically how just evil and cruel, and how much they don't care about their own the safety of others. Also, they just don't care. They only care when they get hurt. They only care when they get what they deserve after so long of abuse towards us. Because in their shutdown message, where Texas simply only wanted to ask for state ID, which is completely valid, by the way. That state ID is a very effective means of protection and safety and verification. But at the same time, they were so angered about this, they said that it was a violation of their First Amendment right. Here's the thing, though. The First Amendment right usually counts for what you can say about the government. You can say feedback, you can say your moans and your whines and your joys and your laughters and your giddies and whatever. And the thing that makes it so bad in this case is how they responded harshly. They could have just put in the state ID and just left it at that, but no, they had to be so petty that they decided to shut down their entire site in an entire state just because they wanted a little bit of feedback. That's corruption. People say, "Oh, this is corruption. That's corruption. This, that, hoo-ha." No. That's not what corruption is. Corruption is basically doing a lot of bad things behind the scene. And this brings me into my next point. If we were to remove or ban porn in the US, a lot of trafficking would go down by this, because there's many sites that hurt children in one way or another. And I think I mentioned this in my last video, in the first part. But they only care, they have no means of safety, and any viewership is good viewership to them. It still brings them fame and monetization, and they don't care. I just got blown up by a creeper. Anyways, they only care about money. They only care about profit. They're willing to do anything just to get those sweet digital moolah. And that's very terrible, because many companies, they value safety over monetization, which is usually a big aspect of billion or $1 million companies. But they do this thing where they lure you in, they manipulate your brain, and they do all this crappy stuff to you until you get so addicted that they build a fan base that's willing to protect it and ruin other people's reputations just so then that one thing can be built. And overall, porn is just corrupt in many different ways. And in this video, we talked about how it's terrible with safety, and not only that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to the trafficking part. But yeah, and now here's the thing: many traffickers use online digital pornography in order to like allow, because a lot of it's staged. You can't actually tell whether or not it's good, it's real, or it's fake. You can't tell whether the stuff is fake or it's staged or whatever, or if it's hickey icky doodah. And it's legitimately weird. It blurs a line, and the porn company is willing to sacrifice that in order to get, like I said, digital moolah. And overall, in this video, porn is very terrible with safety. If you have given your state ID or your ID or any information to the porn company, including your bank account or your gift cards or your digital or your debit card or your credit card or whatever, turn off any subscriptions you have to there and disconnect with that and grow yourself as far away as you can, because it's obvious, and they do a lot of bad stuff. They manipulate it just so then they can take advantage of you. And yeah, that's really it for this second part, and I hope that I can make another one. And yeah, so it was really nice speaking to you in this form of direction. Please like and subscribe so then I can make more videos like this. Thank you. LL Cool Fox out.